Back to Bally's, Humilay ringside with Ray Boom Boom Mancini and Mort Charnick. Young fighters on the rise is the theme here, and the man in the ring ready to take on Eric Martin is a man on the rise, a meteoric rise, I might add. Engels Pedroza, 22 wins, all by knockout. His average fight lasts 1.5 rounds. Let's head up to Chuck for the introduction of our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials assigned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for the next bout of the evening. The judges are Dalby Shirley, Art Lurie, and Jerry Roth. Your referee is Carlos Padilla. The next bout of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the night. 10 rounds of boxing in the junior welterweight division. Introducing, in the red corner, formerly of Venezuela, now fighting out of Long Beach, California, weighing in at 144 pounds, with a professional record of 22 wins, 1 defeat, with 22 KOs. He's rated number 7 in the world by the WBA. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the hard-punching Engels Pedroza. And in the blue corner, formerly of Chicago, Illinois, now fighting out of San Francisco, California. He weighed in at 145 pounds. His professional record consists of 21 wins, 11 defeats, 2 draws, with 7 KOs. Here is the Prince, Eric Martin.
Okay, Martin, Pedroza, you were already given instructions earlier in your dressing room. I hope you will abide that instructions, okay? Any question? Seconds come out, fighting.
To the tail of the tape we go. They almost match up identically, except for the reach. Eric Martin will have a 4-inch reach advantage. He also has a lot more experience, has been in with 3 former world champions. Martin's been in with the best. We'll see what he can do with Engels Pedroza tonight, Ray, because as you mentioned at the top of the show, it could be going to school time for Engels Pedroza.
Absolutely.
Pedroza is a terrific starter. He'll come out, he'll try to get things going right away. His last fight was back in early October. He took out Othell Choo-Choo Dixon in the first round of the Strohs tournament at the Forum. Dixon didn't know what hit him. It was unbelievable because Othell Choo-Choo Dixon, a very solid opponent, and right now Pedroza looking to capture the junior welterweight tournament over there at the Forum.
Well, you see when Pedroza and Martin came out and tried to touch gloves with Pedroza. Pedroza, a very sportsmanlike, touched it, but I tell you what, that's not very smart for a guy like Martin. A guy like Pedroza is gonna maybe do it once, but next time sucker punch you with a right hand. And it's an early evening then.
But he isn't that kind of kid. He's a kid that brings no animus into the ring. He just wants to entertain and win, that's all.
Eric the Prince Martin last fought on June 4th, losing a 10-round decision to Cubanito Perez, a fight far tougher for Cubanito than he thought. Martin has taken some good shots with the likes of James Buddy McGirt, Lupe Aquino, Patricio Oliva, and some excellent fighters, and he's never been stopped. Never been stopped in 34 fights. So Pedroza, his punching power will certainly get a test tonight.
Hugh, he belongs to that clan of fighters who fights everybody in their hometown and does well, loses close split decisions, which tells you that despite the fact he's had 11 losses, those losses may have been partisan losses.
First of all, you can see Eric Martin, when his defense, again, he's another one who leans back with his body. He's pretty shifty. He leans back just enough to get out of the way to punches. But his hands are low, and that's dangerous now he can punch. So he's going to have to get his hands up a little bit higher. But he's got good reflexes, so I'm sure that's what he's depending on.
You know, I've seen Pedroza fight half dozen times. I've never seen him quite this tentative to start a fight. He usually comes out wailing right from the get-go, but he's certainly shown Martin some respect. And right now, he looks like he's doing more boxing than he has in many previous fights.
I think he's aware that he's in with a cagey veteran, and he wants to show that he can box and also has some ring generalship, some command. And also, he probably recognizes that this fight may well go the distance, and he wants to be ready for it.
He doesn't need it to Mike Johnson back on June 17th. He was way ahead on everybody's scorecard here. Mike Johnson had a cronk and literally ran out of gas in the 9th round, hitting the deck 3 times, and the fight was stopped. 30 seconds to go here in round number 1. Engels, Pedroza in the black trunk came in kind of a wild outfit. We're not real sure. Ray, you kind of think he looks a little bit like a good friend of yours, Hector Macho, how he gets the crowd.
One of them guys is enough. Please, it's hard to swallow.
Ray, you're going to have to tell us about your plans. This is...
We will come back with Ray's plans and more boxing from Bally's after this. Round number 2, and as you were saying before we were so rudely interrupted by the end of the round, Ray might have a few plans.
Right, I want to know what those plans are. You've got big things. Is it a return to the ring against Hector Camacho?
Give us an exclusive right
Quick.
here.
Quick.
Well, right now it looks like it's going to happen early next year. That's the, you know, much as people have screwed it up before, let's hope they don't screw this one up. But if they don't, yeah, the fight's going to happen early next year.
So you may be previewing Pedroza for a future title fight.
Who knows? Who knows? A lot of guys out
But you're not here only here as a commentator, you're here as a scout too, Ray. I don't know if that's fair.
I can only do one job
like
at a
that.
time.
Who knows? Only the shadow knows.
No.
The man of mystery, Ray, Mystery Man Mancini.
Pedroza and Martin will continue to fight while we have our little discussion here at ringside. Eric the Prince Martin coming in with a record of 22-11, and in 2 short years, actually it was today as the 22nd, it was 2 years and 5 days ago that Mr. Pedroza began his professional career. KO1 of Gordon Hann up in Bismarck, North Dakota. I don't know why he would begin his career up there. I know that Virgil Hill likes to fight up there, but that's about all.
Two things I have to say. One of them is Eric Prince Martin. You mentioned the former world title holders he fought. Buddy McGirt was 140. Lupe Aquino was 154, junior middleweight. He's fought a wide range of champions. So obviously his weight can fluctuate. He can fight anywhere from junior welterweight to junior middleweight. But he's fought guys who are good punchers, good boxers, so you know he's a solid opponent. The other thing about Pedroza, here's the only thing. Everyone talking about him being the greatest thing in the boxing game now since, since Mike Tyson. But here's the only problem I have. Well, he lost his one fight, and everyone keeps overstepping. He lost to Mike Johnson on a knockout. He didn't lose a decision. He got knocked out. So whether it's his gas or his chin or whatever.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Ray, he ran out of gas. He wasn't really stopped. He stopped himself. I mean, he was just
But he did get beat.
exhausted.
So, what I'm saying is, whenever you talk about a guy like that, you got to talk about how he gets beat. So that's my, I'm a little bit skeptical of anybody that try to make out to be the next Superman. If he's lost the fight, how did he lose it? So,
well, you're absolutely right, Ray. And only he in history will prove whether he's a great fighter or even a good fighter.
That's exactly my point. And Eric Martin tonight may be the type of guy who can do the same type of thing. Extend him for a good many rounds, and then start the...
You're absolutely right, Ray. That's the strategy. Take him into the late rounds and then turn it on.
As you mentioned, Ray, he's been in with the best, McGirt, Aquino, and the wide range of weight classes he's fought in. And right now, I think Pedroza is a little confused. He's hitting with some good shots, and Martin's still there, and he covers up well. So Pedroza heads back to his corner. Coming up this Thursday, October 27, beginning at 8:30 Eastern, Score presents a live doubleheader of boxing that originates from the Felt Forum in New York City. Michael Dokes, Edwin Rosario, and Alex Stewart on that card, beginning at 8:30 Eastern. The action continues on Thursday from Sacramento at 10 p.m. Eastern, when Tony Lopez puts his IBF junior lightweight belt on the line against John Molina. Doubleheader on Score Thursday night. I'll be at ringside with Sonny Means in Sacramento on Thursday night. Of course, Tony Lopez making his first defense since defeating Rocky Lockridge back this summer. So Donnie Lalonde is in the crowd tonight. Of course, he's got about 2 weeks before he's got to lace him up and go against Sugar Ray Leonard for 2 world titles. The 2-for-1 sale the WBC's holding in a couple weeks. And of course, also in the crowd tonight is Michael Spinks and promoter Butch Lewis. So they've been walking around. So a star-studded night here in round number 3, and Engels Pedroza doesn't like to fight this deep into the fight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hugh, Engels Pedroza is having trouble with Eric Martin. He is smooth and sharp, and he doesn't do a lot of running, but he moves his body in place.
There he is,
right on the chin.
Right on the chin. A quick right hand, and Martin goes down, and now we can watch Pedroza go to work, because this is when he's at his best. Jimmy Montoya just gave him the thumbs up sign. I think he wants him to. Martin looks a little wobbly. The eyes aren't there.
Still not there. You're right, you. Still not. His hands got to get up. He's got to get. Oh!
But he landed kind of a lunging left there. Now Pedroza will try to finish his night's work right here.
This is where Martin's got to use all his boxing skills and all the tricks he knows.
Tie him up, spin him, stay out of his way. Stick that left hand out.
He knows Pedroza came in, and he threw his own short left hook and caught Pedroza.
A good combination sends Martin back to the ropes. He's still on wobbly legs. Pedroza, a very, very good finisher. He's got Martin in trouble against the ropes.
Now you get the idea that Martin's waiting for him.
Wait a second. We think Pedroza had his mouthpiece knocked out. This is still a fight. What a fight. Look at those two guys. Pedroza's trying to hammer Martin into the floor.
Martin's staying on the ropes on purpose now. He's waiting for the guy to come in because he knows he opens up, and he's trying to catch him with something short and sharp.
And he did. He knocked the mouthpiece out of Pedroza's mouth. He's keeping his hands up.
Martin looks like he's hurting here, obviously, here in the 3rd round, and Pedroza wants to close the night's work, but Martin continues to fight well off the ropes.
Pedroza, see,
he likes to measure everybody.
Right, but see, here's what a case where he's picking his shots fine, but he's got a guy with it. He doesn't do the simple moves. Step to the side, dig to the body, take him up through the middle. He's hitting gloves. He's right in front of the guy. So if Martin should throw something back, he's going to hit him. Step to the side, dig to the body, and bring it up through the middle.
You're absolutely right. The classic maneuver of stepping over the side and shooting a body shot right behind the elbows. And then opening the man up.
Pedroza has Martin back on his heels the entire 3rd round here, really loading up, and now Martin trying to fight off the ropes. Martin doing a nice job, but Pedroza trying to get inside.
This may sound crazy to you, but I think after this round, though Pedroza won round handily, it may be a better round for Martin because Pedroza is expanding himself. He's throwing a lot of punches. He had the guy hurt, but Martin is an old, crafty veteran. He used all the tricks. He got out of trouble, and he's throwing some good body shots. He's throwing some good short hooks. Pedroza is now, his arms are starting to get a little tired.
We'll come back with round number 4 of this 10-rounder after this. Stay tuned. Look at the knockdown there in round number 3, and it was a quick right from Engels Pedroza coming up. He tries to go down low and then comes up a right hand right on the button, and Martin got up, and more importantly, Ray, as you mentioned, survived the round, and Pedroza really threw just a ton of punches there.
And at the end of the round, Pedroza was sucking up a lot of air. His mouth was wide open.
Well, he either spit his mouthpiece out or had it knocked out.
Martin has never been stopped in 34 fights, and we already reviewed the lineup he's fought. So he's fought some tremendous competition. Dio Calamé, and he went back-to-back on the ESPN welterweight tournament about 3 years ago, and had some tremendous wars there. But Martin's been in with the best, and right now Pedroza getting a pretty good test.
Well, see, also you said at the beginning of the round, you're saying he's a very sportsmanlike guy. He sure is. Did you see how he stuck out his glove and tried to sucker him with the right hand, but it wasn't there? Yeah.
Well, you learned about that with Arguello, didn't you?
I never stuck out my hand. No. That bell rings, we're going to war.
But that's when you learn that you had to go to war and put the punches together and keep up the pressure.
Engels Pedroza continues to try to put away Eric Martin to no avail right now. He's certainly landing the more telling shots, but he's got to kind of scratch his head a little bit and say, this guy's got great heart and certainly a great chin.
Well, he also knows how to fight, Hugh. And the other thing about him is he's not using his left hand properly. He ought to stick out that left hand and wing it around, keep him out, keep him right out in the center of the ring. And he isn't doing that. He lets Pedroza roll him around.
This is only the 3rd time that Pedroza's been by the 3rd round. So new category, big left hook, and Martin wobbly again.
Yeah, he's hurt. But he's surprised. He's got good legs underneath him.
And he's also about to be a daddy. His wife, at this very moment, Sandy, may be giving birth to their child. The child is now a couple of days overdue, as a matter of fact.
Coming in from the Bay Area to take on Engels Pedroza is Eric Martin, and continues to get hit with some monstrous shots, but comes back.
Well, again, so Pedroza is a headhunter, and he should learn to move the punches around. Hook to the body and hook to the chin. Throw combinations and come back with the right hand. Three-punch combination. Come back with the left hook.
Jab stuck out there by Martin after a nice left hook landed by Pedroza. Pedroza once again getting a little fatigued here at the end of round number 4.
And he's doing the same thing that you pointed out before. He stands right in front of Martin and head hugs. Instead of taking the step over to the side and throwing the punch right below the elbow.
Another odd habit that he has, Ray, I don't know if you saw that, he puts his hands down around his waist sometimes after he throws a combination.
Well, a good fighter is going to catch him. Going to step right back in and catch him with a good right hand.
Round number 4, Martin still standing right there, and kind of, I guess he stepped on his foot and threw Pedroza down, or pushed him back anyway.
Pedroza knows now that he's in a tough fight, and I don't think he's going to look for a knockout.
Round number 4 is in the book. Boxing action continues here on FNN Score. A doozy here. The winner getting a shot at Mike Tyson. Tyrell Biggs will take on the Italian champion Francesco Damiani in a rematch of the 1984 gold medal bout held in Los Angeles. Of course, Biggs got it there. Damiani wants revenge, and the winner gets Mike Tyson if there's a consolation prize.
I was just going to say, it's supposed to be some consolation. That ain't no bargain for either one.
That, of course, is coming your way next Saturday at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 Eastern. Here's replay.
You're right here. I'm sorry. Right here, you see good right, left by Pedroza. He started to put them combinations together.
And Mort pointed out, Eric Martin's got he's got a nice pair of legs underneath him because he's got shot and he stays up.
But you know what, Ray? They aren't true combination. There's too much of a pause between the punches.
I agree.
He shouldn't be loading up. He ought to be looking just to keep the punches, keep him busy, keep Martin busy. You don't have to power every punch. Is that true, Ray?
I agree, Mort. You know, you just let the punches flow. And if the guy, it's timing. Punching is timing. If the guy's coming in and you throw a shot that's just a good straight shot from the shoulder, no power behind it, and the guy runs into it, he's going to go.
Ray, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you would fight him in 2 months. What would you do in the ring against
Pedroza?
Yeah.
First of all, a guy like Pedroza, I have to stick with my style. Pressure is my style. And I just have to stay on top of him, try to smother his big right hand. In the meantime, go to work underneath, and over the top. Stay behind the jab, work my way in, and just try to roll underneath his punches and bang to that body and then come up to the head. But you have to stay close to him. You couldn't give him any range to punch.
Yeah, that's where his power is.
The other thing that Pedroza is doing more of this route, which is smart, he's going to the body. And the initial left hook to the body early in the round, and Martin reacted to it, and he ought to go stick with it.
Round number 5, and Eric Martin holding true to form. Never has been stopped in 34 professional fights. A lot of people thought about the second round Mr. Martin was going to be taking an early night of it, but he's still right in front of Engels Pedroza. 22 wins by KO, and still there. You know, he looks kind of like a lazy fighter. He's just kind of there. He's not real busy.
Very unorthodox.
Yeah, he's just really hard to figure out.
Yes, exactly. That's what makes him, all those fights he had, you never know. He's a good-looking guy. You don't think he took a lot of beatings because he knows how to protect himself. He knows how to move his body in and out and smother the guy, get close. He knows all the tricks.
He leads away, pulls away from the punches. That's why it would be wise for Engels to throw a jab to the chest and follow up with some combinations. Stop him in place.
Oh, right on the chin. That shot, I felt that one. And he's still up.
Now he's just trying to load up here.
Yeah, Pedroza don't know what to do because the guy's standing in front of her waiting for him to punch.
Well, there's no question about Engels' punching power, but right now, how he finishes, and you think tactically that he's got some weaknesses, things like that, right?
A little bit, but that'll all be worked out. You know, you just, when you're fighting a guy and you're hitting him with everything, you just keep sticking with what you know, and eventually you feel he'll fall.
And Eric Martin doesn't give you many opportunities. He doesn't open up. He doesn't offer a heck of a lot. He's there to counter you.
He's waiting for that right hand. He's waiting for the right hand. See, he steps right inside of it. It's a smart fighter.
Round 5 is in the books. We'll come back with round number 6. Pedroza and Martin from Bally's after this. Is almost out on his feet. I think that last shot at the end of round number 5 might have done as much damage as any shot during the course of the evening. Here comes the replay Mort called for, and we got
that we all heard you.
the big right hand.
I have no secrets. I have no secrets.
The whole country heard that.
Big right hand by Pedroza, and Martin still there. We go to round number 6, and last time Pedroza went this far was in his fight with Mike Johnson back on June 17th, and fatigue became more of a factor than anything else, and he looks like he's hurt right now.
Exactly. I was just going to say, he ain't bouncing off that stool. He come to center ring, and he took the step back.
Yeah, but Martin also looked like he's wondering, is it worth it? You know?
Yeah, but he does this all the time, though. He did this with Cubanito Perez back in June. They had to push him off the stool to get him out in the ring, and he was there for 10 rounds. Perez not the puncher that Pedroza is, but certainly the accomplished boxer. Pedroza working hard, trying to load up. And Martin landed a couple nice chopping right hands.
You know, Pedroza is a 2-time world champion and a silver medalist. His one loss was in, I think it was in '86 to the Cuban Adolfo Orta, who was a fine fighter. And he had Orta down twice. But here's a guy that, you know, he has the logic of generals. That's the heavy artillery. And he's got to learn that it isn't always the heavy punches that are going to win for him, that he's got to put punches together and develop some kind of tactical approach.
Yeah. Well, I tell you more, I got some new words from my vocabulary.
Round number 6, Pedroza and Eric Martin going at it, and Martin's starting to lead with his head a little more here in round number 6. But he had that look in the first round like he was about out on his feet, and here in round number 6 it looks like he's
shaking his head. He's a very modest guy. He said he didn't have any kind of a right hand at all, and his manager Ed Barberi said, "Stop it, just cut it out."
Yeah, he
said
said
a good right hand.
He goes, I don't hit real hard, but I do throw a lot of punches. He might have an image problem, and right now Pedroza's giving him more than an image problem.
I don't think he has any image problem. I think he knows who he is and what he is, and he takes pride in being an accomplished fighter, wishes that he could be moved a little better. Here's a guy who would like to fight in his own hometown for a change and have the luxury of 2 months' notice.
Well, I motioned that more you put a petition together up there wherever in the Bay Area, and let's have him fight in his hometown.
And he's going to fight you, Ray, and your great comeback, right?
Yeah. What comeback? I'm here, Mort.
Oh, okay, Ray.
Scouting Engels Pedroza, we might add.
I'm scouting Engels Pedroza.
I thought we'd line up a schedule for you, one a month, or
30
one every
seconds.
other week.
30 seconds to
As
go
a
in
matter
round
of
number
fact,
6.
Eric Martin's corner man and assistant trainer Jim Simmons fought 3 fights on the same night in 1946 at different arenas in San Francisco. Beat that, Ray.
And he trailed by cable car, which was kind of scary. That'll do it for round number 6. We'll come back with round number 7. Boxing from Bally's continues after this.
To fight of attrition.
Fight of nutrition.
Attrition.
Oh, attrition. Okay.
Ray wants to go out to dinner. Pedroza and Martin in round number 7, and Pedroza might have landed one a little on the south side.
Point away.
Padilla is taking a point away, not saying it's going to make too much difference when they go to the scorecard, unless Eric Martin rallies tremendously here. There are a lot of celebrities in the crowd tonight. Jerry Cooney is here with Chuck Norris. Everybody's taking a look.
Jerry Quarry.
Quarry.
Not Cooney. Man, get it right, you.
Oh, you told me Cooney.
I didn't tell you I said Chuck Norris. yours. Okay, the fight's at hand.
You're going to negotiate with Cooney. Okay. Martin and Pedroza going at it here in round number 7. And on the scorecard, it has to be heavily in Pedroza's favor. He's rocked Martin on a number of occasions just like that. But Eric the Prince continues to stand right there.
Oh, and he's getting hit with some shots, Pedroza, and he's landing some as well. But what a good game guy, tough, determined.
Yeah, if Eric Martin can get one of those left hooks, put some little bit of power behind it, because Engels Pedroza opens wide, drops that right in, opens right open, right up for that left hook. And if Martin get any power behind it, he's going to take this kid down.
And the other thing he does, he sticks his chin up in the air, right? And he's just
Not a smart move.
not a smart move and open for a swift counter.
That's for sure.
Maybe IBF welterweight champ Meldrick Taylor could give him a quick lesson in something like that. I'm sure a lot of junior welterweights would right now have a pretty good day against Engels Pedroza.
Hey, Roger Mayweather's in the audience watching this fight. You can believe me, he's watching with acute awareness.
Another low blow. Padilla has already subtracted a point earlier in the round.
But I had to believe it was a marginal low blow.
Oh, maybe we can get a replay after the round.
Court will call for it.
Because Eric Martin's hurt. He's hurt. He's tired. He's sore. He's hurt. And numb shots are taking a lot out of him.
So, and he's wisely looking to take a breather. Why not?
Well, of course, because he's hurt, Martin.
Right.
But afterwards, maybe we'll see how low that was.
Padilla giving Martin all the time he needs to recoup from the low blow. Actually, the second this round. First one was deducted. A point was deducted. He looks like he's getting his legs back. Very important. Padilla about ready to resume the action here in round number 7. A nice breather for Eric Martin.
Well, he's a canning veteran, and that's what he was looking to do, is to grab a breather. A couple of seconds, and he got it. He certainly doesn't look like he's been hurt, Ray. Do you think so?
Oh, he's coming back. He knows he has to come back hard. And Pedroza's nodding his head saying, yeah, let's do it.
Martin lands some nice counter shots.
He loves this type of fight, Pedroza. He wants this type of fight.
I think he wants to prove people that he can go 10 rounds and go 10 rounds full tilt. You got a sneaking suspicion that Eric Martin is going to be standing there at the end of 10 rounds.
The other thing that Engels Pedroza doesn't do, he doesn't come back with the hook after throwing the left right. So he's not in position defensively.
Round number 7 in the books, and Eric Martin kind of gets a little confused and starts heading back to Pedroza's corner, maybe to get some advice over there. Whatever. Gentlemen, Pedroza way ahead on the scorecards. Martin doesn't appear to have the punch. He really hasn't gotten Pedroza's respect as we get a shot at the former light heavyweight and heavyweight champion, Michael Spinks, here with his promoter, business manager, Butch Lewis. Michael Spinks going into acting like the man to my right, Ray Mancini, who's certainly had your shot in the acting field.
Well, I was had my shot. I've done a few things. I haven't had my shot yet, because when I take my shot, I'm taking the title.
It's Broadway Ray, right? Are you going to be a song and dance man, Ray?
I'm going to be a hooper like Jimmy Cagney. Yeah, right now in between rounds, I'm looking in the corner. Pedroza is a very spent fighter, but Jimmy Montoya, who is a great motivator, is telling him, hey, 3 rounds away, and you're getting great work. It'll be a great win for you. So he's motivating Pedroza to come out and finish strong.
There's a right hand that lands right flush on the chin again, and Martin, with his good balance, is still there.
And the right hand, Hugh had good extension on it, and you would have liked to have seen Engels follow it with either another right hand or a left hand, put some combinations together.
4 or 5 punch combinations as opposed to 1 or 2 punch combinations.
Boy, does Pedroza look weary in that situation. He was completely squared away in front of Martin.
The crowd's certainly not used to seeing Pedroza go this deep into the fight. Usually they come here for a quick knockout by Engels, but Eric Martin, true to form, still right there. Figures he's been hit by men as good and probably better, and just as hard. Buddy McGirt, Lupi Aquino, just a few of the names he's been in with. Has gone the distance with all of them.
And with Elise Cubanito Perez more recently.
Why not have Cubanino and Pedroza fight? I mean, that would be a fight I'd pay to see.
Mel Grev has talked about that. That would be a very good fight. Of course,
well, I don't want to give away any secrets, but Benner is working on it, as a matter
Oh,
of fact.
great. I'm glad to see it. I'd pay to see it, Martin. Now, Martin just got clipped with a left hook, and he staggered back. He's a very tired and hurt fighter.
midway through round 8, Pedroza looking to end it here, but many times already, Martin has been stung and actually down and has still rallied to maintain his feet, and now Pedroza just looks like he's loaded. This one Pedroza just loves. He just looks loaded up, and Martin is definitely very, very hurt.
He's fighting back. He's fighting back, and he caught Pedroza with a right hand. That's where Pedroza ran in. Pedroza has a contused and bruised.
Contused, that's another word I'm using. Put that in your...
Bart, I'm looking that up when I get off the air tonight.
Okay, we'll look underneath the cheekbone, the right cheekbone of Engels Pedroza.
Yeah, it's swelling up. He's got a nice little contused there.
And he just got cuffed.
But Martin, after getting rocked about 4 or 5 times early here in round number 8, now looks like he's on steady legs again.
But if you look at the length of Martin's reach, you just wonder what he might do if he stuck a nice stiff jab out and kept it out in Pedroza's face.
Right there, he just now broke up Pedroza's attack for a moment. But it's a jab here and there, Mort. You're right.
Yeah,
Pedroza, toward the end of round number 8 here, running a little out of gas. We'll come back with round number 9 of this 10-rounder after this. Round number 9 has not been kind to Engels Pedroza. Last time he was in this round was back on June 17th, and he literally ran out of gas and got stopped after being knocked down 3 times by Kronk's Michael Johnson, his first and only loss. He's now recovered for 3 straight wins, and Eric Martin, after taking a pretty good beating through 8 rounds, is still there. And you have a feeling, gentlemen, that he's going to be there at the end of round number 10. He's got one of those chins and hearts that just won't let him quit.
Oh, the guy just caught Pedroza with 2 good punches after Pedroza was trying to be cute.
Pedroza trying to juice it up here, showing people that, yes, I can go 10 and I can go it at full tilt. The question about him has been his endurance.
Well, you can see he's got good legs left underneath him. Hugh, good bounce to it. But he's in with a tough guy, and he's got to learn another fashion of winning a prize fight.
Good shot.
Martin landing some nice counter shots here in round number 9.
They are, but they aren't real strong punches. They're arm punches.
Pedroza acknowledged that last shot.
Dropping those hands again.
Another good shot. Catch him with the teeth. That's not ground. Maybe a downer.
No, he's wobbling. You're right.
Yes, he is. This dive ground could be his downfall, be his Waterloo. If married to Prince Martin can come back with 2 or 3 more good shots.
Well, he's reaching. That's one thing that he's reaching. Engels.
Another low blow by Pedroza.
You got to grab Martin and walk him around, Ray. Grab some time and some wind.
Right hand by Pedroza, and wobbly legs again for Martin, but he's still there. Gentlemen, we still have to vote on the fight of the night.
Either fight could be the fight of the night.
Well, we haven't seen the whole card yet.
That's for sure.
But, you know, we need a hats-off salute to matchmaker Mel Grev. What terrific cards he's put together.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Certainly has. Round number 9, and Martin is now trying to go on the attack. He's looked like a tired man from the time he walked out of the locker room, but he's still there. 30 seconds to go in round number 9. Pedroza trying to show that the legs are still there and combinations are still flowing pretty decently. 17 seconds to go.
Good shots.
Good Shots by Pedroza, and Martin comes back with a nice counter right himself.
This Martin wants to go home and see his wife.
Pedroza arm weary here in round number 9. So, gentlemen, the scorecard's got to be heavily in favor of Engels Pedroza, and Eric Martin doesn't appear to have the punching power necessary to score a knockout. So, I guess Engels, does he dance for the next 3 minutes, or what's he going to do?
No, he's a warrior. He's going to come out and punch for 3 minutes.
Ray, that was very perceptive. He is a warrior, even without his headband and the feathers.
There is Chuck Norris. Next to him is probably Jerry Quarry, and not Jerry Cooney.
There you go. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that.
Also this one. Put something on this one.
And Butch Lewis
And
next to
Jerry
him.
Quarry was a pretty fair warrior in his day.
He could have been world champion any other time, maybe. But he was a tremendous fighter at a time of a lot of tremendous fighters.
Well, 2 in particular.
That's for sure.
Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali.
Round number 10 is about set to begin. You're looking at Engels Pedroza, looking now for his 23rd win as a professional. But would it be his first decision win, should this go the distance? All his previous 22 fights have gone by way of KO, all within the 5th round.
But I should answer your question. I'm sure he wants to go out with another KO on his record. He don't want to go out with no decision. So he'll come out bombing away.
And Eric Martin has to figure, if I lasted 9 rounds with this kid, I can go another 3 minutes. He hopes.
Look at that good canny veteran. Martin blocked those punches.
Still sticking that jab out there, but he's never doubled up on that jab. It's always been like a one-shot deal with Martin, but it often gets in.
You see the way Eric Martin holds his feet? He stands sideways. That is a defensive position. In other words, you may hit me, but you're going to hit me with nothing solid, because I'm going to bend. I'm going to be able to hold my stance. That's a defensive position. So you could see that he just wants.
There's a big left hook. He lands it right on the chin of Eric the Prince Martin, and Martin looks kind of upset. The eyes certainly aren't there. He's got about another minute and a half to hold on.
He looks like he's upset. He's a little bit upset that he just got caught.
Well, then he left himself open. Smart old guy like that.
Pedroza trying to finish up shop here in round number 10, showing he's still in tremendous condition.
He doesn't look too hurt at this point. He just looks that he's very mad at himself. Like you said, Mort, opened himself up.
Second round, Martin went down and lasted that, and right now he's trying to withstand the onslaught right now by Engels Pedroza.
See, he steps inside that right hand when he's that close. Very, very smart.
Yes, he is. Right? He slides along the ropes.
Yes, yes.
Pedroza would love nothing more than to continue his knockout streak, but right now certainly it has to be in jeopardy, and the low blows continue.
Right.
But I don't think they're intentional. One thing about Pedroza, he looks like a very decent sportsman-like kid.
They're all decent.
Like
until they
Ray
get to
Mancini.
Don't bring Ray into this.
Please, Mort.
That's right. Ray, no gentleman Mancini.
I tell you what, this Pedroza, I'm sure his people glad he's got the work under his belt. He's coming out, he's strong this round.
That's very impressive work by Pedroza from an endurance standpoint, and as we mentioned and Mort mentioned, the fact that he hadn't been this distance successfully. Last time he went this route, he ran out of gas in round number 9.
Oh, he got tagged again coming in. He's got to do something about keeping his hands up. Oh, he runs in there, chin hanging out like a lantern in a windstorm, Ray. How about that?
I like that, Mort. So the 10-rounder is history. Eric Martin is the first man to go the distance with the knockout artist, Engels Pedroza. And they both do the arm embrace at center ring, bow to the crowd. The crowd's going to be very happy about that. And we'll come back with the decision. Engels Pedroza and Eric Martin will be back with the decision from Bally's here in Las Vegas after this timeout.
We have a unanimous decision. Judge Jerry Roth scores the bout 96-90. Judge Dalby Shirley scores 96-89. And Judge Art Lurie scores 96-91. For the winner by unanimous decision, Engels, Pedroza.
Engels Pedroza getting the 10-round decision. Certainly no surprise here, getting his 23rd professional win, but his first win not by KO.